Incoming mail.
Pull up and hop out the whip. You know that I am the shit. Hop out fly like propellers. I'm the reason why you get jealous. Plus my girl bad to the bone, but she did that on her own. She can get anything she want. She can have anything she want. And she be telling me things that I know that. Be turning me on when she know that. Looking so good when she walk past. Looking so good, had to grab that. I guess it goes now. I guess they know now. How we roll now. She said she love me. She said she fuck with your boy. Can't leave her lonely. Do anything for your boy. And I ain't never had no shit like that. Do you like it when I kiss your lips like that? Hand on your face and your hips like that. Spend a little money, get your dip like that, like that. Tell her what she need to know. Never tell her what she wanna know. I do it right cause I did it wrong. I do it right, she deserves it all. She a queen, ain't no topping that. I'm a king, she'll tell you that. And we clean like a lunch man. We the real, y'all just copycats. When you say it, yeah, you know that's me. And I'm better than that nigga times 3. Can't nobody have it but me. Can't nobody do it like me. Can't nobody look it like me. And I ain't here to brag, but I'm the man. And you know your boy fly like a Peter Pan. And I love be higher than the ceiling fan. And when I'm in the crowd, I'm just she said she love me. She said she fuck with your boy. Can't leave her lonely. Do anything for your boy. And I ain't never had no shit like that. Do you like it when I kiss your lips like that? Hand on your face and your hips like that. Spend a little money, get your dip like that, like that.
Are y'all cooking a bagel or something? Were you cooking that or with Gina? You were.
Yo, what up, everybody? All right, guys, let's get into it. So this is gonna be a beginner's Forex webinar. So for those of you who are a little bit more advanced, just bear with me. So today I'm gonna be looking over at the AUD JPY pair. Now, I'm gonna explain to you how I entered in as a sell, and the price decided to go against me for a couple reasons. We can't, anything is predictable in the Forex market. But one of the things is you got to understand is, you got to be able to take losses. If you can't take losses, then you're in the wrong industry. So one of the things that I noticed, I had a lot of confluence, guys, and today I'm going to be going over what we call confluence. And so one of the things that I saw was confluence. For those who don't know, it's three or more indications telling you the market was going to go. So what we're going to do today is we're going to look at multiple different pairs, and I'm going to be finding where we have something called confluence, and we're going to be seeing where if we had at least three or more indications telling us to sell, we have a good chance of selling it. So let's get into it. So right now we have our trend line where the market respects this level. So something that I didn't anticipate was for it to keep going up. I was looking at the 4-hour chart, and we had something what we call a head and shoulders. So when the 4-hour candle closed right here, I was looking at it for it to break this and drop. Okay, I was looking for this to break and drop for a long-term sell. Because right now, if you look at the RSI, if you go to your indicators, you can add the RSI. The RSI tells you when it's being overbought or being oversold. And right now it's being way overbought, telling us that it's going to reverse. So, definitely one of the things that I saw was a higher chance of it coming down. So I had my Fibonacci level set up. I had a major, if I go to the daily, okay, we have some what we call support and resistance. It's a line that pretty much the market respects. So that Fibonacci level that I had over here was at this point. And if you look, market bounced here, bounced here. Okay, so that means this is major support. That also indicates it's going to be major resistance. Resistance just means like this, where it comes up, touches it, and comes back down. So, and also if you look, another thing that tells me there's major divergence on the daily. So what divergence means is when the market is doing one thing while the RSI is doing the other. This is momentum in the markets. So you can see if I took a trend line, this is pointed what? Down. But if you look at this is going up. This type of movement doesn't correlate, which indicates a big drop is going to happen soon. So where is this drop going to happen? I expected it to be at that level. Obviously, if you guys took my trade, it went against us. Now, what do we have going on? As a trader, you guys need to be able to look at the markets. You need to be able to react in a sense to where if what you're looking at, you need to be able to react. So one thing as a trader, you guys understand you react. So let me go to my MetaTrader. Okay, I just entered in on a sell just now. Okay, I have my something what we call a TDI, and I want to look for like a shark fin. So right now the RSI is way above our line. So when it's above here, you want to sell, and when it's below the 37, you want to buy. So if I zoomed out, I could show you where if the market, like how the market came down here, this was a good buy, and it went up 135 pips. Now it's doing the same thing on the upside. So I want to see it drop. Okay, so I got in on a sell. Okay, yeah, I'm only trading live. I'm not trading demo, and I'm just waiting. I'm being very cautious with this trade. I'm trying to see the market come in my favor. Okay, because like I said, my markup's telling me one thing. All right, so we have our trend line. This is our enemy on our sell. Currently, it's a buy. All right, currently it's a buy, but I want to see turn around on a sell. And if you look, all right, I just got more confluence on this trade. So what do I have on this confluence on this trade right now? Is I have a major resistance level. Remember the ceiling, guys, that I talked about? Right when it came up here, look how much it dropped. When it came back up here, look how much it dropped. Came back up here, look how much it dropped. Now we're at the same spot. We have a supply and demand zone, which means this in this area, I'm gonna pretty much make it simple for you guys. This area, it's very expensive, and nobody buys in this area. You want to sell because every time it came up in this zone, what did it do? It dropped. So you don't really got to learn how to draw zones right now. There's actually an indicator that draws it for you on the MetaTrader, but there's a lot of information. I might go over zones on the advanced webinars next Thursday. I'm not gonna do an advanced webinar this Thursday, you know, for the holidays and Thanksgiving and stuff. So you know, come in next Thursday and I'll definitely be able to go into zones a lot more better. So now confluence, I know that's going to go down. All right. So here's one thing right now. I have the top side of this trend line. You can see where the market bounces on the underside of this trend and what it do. It goes down. Underside touch goes down. Underside touch goes down. Now we're at this underside touch again. Okay. And what is it doing? It's pushing back. It's wicking. All right. You see it wicking right now. So we have that. We have our resistance. We have our zone. Another thing, what we have our RSI going down. And our market is going up. Okay. So the fact that from this price right here came up this high, but all this came up and it's only came up this high, that doesn't make any sense. And the market, usually when this happens, you can see how this is a lot lower than this price. So if it bounces and comes down here, this is some divergence. So it's gonna come down. I think it's gonna come down. I think it's gonna move down. I could be wrong. But you know what? I'm in a major daily level, major daily major daily zone. So that is my confluence for AJ. All right, let's look at another pair. Let's look at AUD USD. And let's see if we can find where we could have entered in on a buy or a sell. And I'm going to show you guys, and if you can do this, you guys can make money. All right, so let's see. This was a nice sell up here. Okay. This was a nice sell. So when the market came up here, it started to come down. We could say that this could be some resistance right here. Okay. Let's go to the 4-hour. Let me go to the daily actually. Okay. So when the market came up here, we can look back at a previous date. This was back in April 2016. Okay, April 22nd. The market came up to this price and it just dropped for the next couple days really nicely. So if you could have sold this, you could have made a lot of money. So now we're looking at this. So let's say this was us November 8th. All right. So if you guys caught this AUD USD sell on the 8th for the elections, you guys are in some nice profits right now. Okay. So let's look at this. Let's go back to the hour. Let's see what the market is telling us. So now we have a major support resistance level. Okay. Then if we look at our RSI, it's being overbought. Okay, which means that the price momentum has to come down. Then we see it come back up to what we call a double top. So a double top is a very good candle reversal pattern that when it comes up twice, that usually indicates it's going to form some sort of M and it's going to drop. So it came up, double topped, closed. It still respects this resistance level. It didn't break it. It didn't go higher. It closed and then it dropped. Then we also had, when the market came back up here, we had the RSI come lower. So in order for this to be lower, this should be lower, but it didn't. It came up to the same level. That's indicating that there's probably a good move to the downside, and look what happened. It dropped. Okay. So let's see what else we could, so I had one, okay, double top, 2, RSI. There's my 3, take the trade. Take the trade, place your stop loss maybe 15, 20 pips up, and count, hope for the best. Because at the end of the day, Forex, there's always a risk. So now that we're looking at this, now it's like, well, what's the next? I caught this sell. It came all the way down here. Well, Lake, it's coming back up. What do I do? All right, so normally, if you want to hold a trade longer term, is what we call a swing. And this is what we call the swing trade. Swing trading is where you hold a trade for a long amount of time, maybe a couple days to a week, all right? And this is where you can see if you want to hold the market or get out and take profit. So in order for you to do this, you need to indicate whether there's a trend, all right? What is a trend? A trend is established by lower lows and lower highs and higher lows, okay? Now, we had our uptrend, and now a big sell indicator. This could have been a big sell, but it could have kept going up. But what told us that it's not going to continue to go up was this. It came back down, came back up. Now we have 2 points, okay? We have 2 points. This is what we call lower highs, okay? Okay, here's our high. Here's our lower high. You guys see that? All right, now we have our low. Right here, we have a low. But now we have a lower low. Hey guys, this move, after a couple of days or a day or two, you would have noticed that the market has shifted to what we call a downtrend. So now, whenever there's a downtrend, you want to sell the pullbacks, okay? You want to sell the pullbacks. So when it came up here and it came back and then it made a lower low, this move up, you should have sold. This move up, you always want to sell the pullbacks because it's the trend is your friend. You never want to trade against the trend. Obviously, I got burned by just doing that because if you go to Gbpjpy, what's the trend right now? It's up. I just got burned because I traded against the trend. I thought it was going to reverse. I tried to over predict it. All right. So trend is your friend. So right now it's at a major reversal area. I think it's going to drop. Look at AUD/USD. It's an hour back here. So you always want to sell the pullbacks. Don't buy. All right, don't say, oh, well, it's going up. Don't buy because the trend is a sell. So if I was to draw this trend line, right, we're going to use this. Let me see. Okay, AU could come up. What it could possibly touch down here and be a sell, and that's better in your favor. So let me draw my fibs. So now, as a trader, I see it come up. All right. I see it come up. I see it's overbought. It's above the shaded area. Okay. It came in, hit a major Fibonacci level that I'll go into possibly next, not this Thursday, but next Thursday. Came up to my 786, wicked really hard, and dropped. All right. Then we have what we call an engulfing candle, where the sell was bigger than this buy, which indicates a longer term sell. So we could have. So by the time I realized this, maybe I would have entered my position to be on the safe side about right here. And if I would have entered right here, would you say I could have made some money if I did that? Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. I could have made some money. That's all Forex is, guys. All right. You got to determine the trend. See whether there's higher highs or higher lows. Determine if the market's over exhausted, whether it's on a buy or a sell, over exhausted. Okay. And then use Fibonacci levels to figure out good entry points. Okay, so you don't really got to do that now, but if you just focus on support, resistance, trends, and your RSI, you could get a good indication of where the market's going to go. All right, so that's how we could have taken this trade. 3 or more, right? Isn't that what I said? All right, let's look at another. Let's look at Euro USD. Ooh. This is going to be a nice buy. Okay. Let me erase everything. Let me add my indicators. Okay. So what I like to do is I like to put the RSI on 5 instead of 14, which is the default. All right. I like to put it on 5. I'm not going to get into what ADX is. I'm just going to set up my charts the way I like it. All right. So guys, obviously from the naked eye, this is a downtrend. Okay. This is a downtrend. High, low. Lower high, lower low. Lower high, lower low. Lower high, lower low. Higher high, higher low. Higher high, lower low. So right now it's consolidating. This is where you don't want to trade, by the way. This is where it's probably going to go up because people are probably looking for a buy. It's going to stop hunt, go down like 50 pips, and then start going up. Okay? So let's go to the daily. Let's mark up our charts. Let's draw some support and resistance. Okay, we got one. We got a nice one there. We got a nice one there. We got a nice one here. Okay. So just by looking at this, I wouldn't touch the euro at all. Okay, because it's floating. There's no major structure that it's just, I believe that it's just trying to get you to buy. All right, what did I tell you guys? You want to sell the pullbacks, right? So this is considered a pullback. It can continue to drop, right? After this move, if you would have sold here, bam, you could have took this drop because what we had here, high, low, lower high, lower low. Okay, so if I wanted to take my pitchfork, you do your A to B to C continuation. A to B to C just means high, low, lower, high. Okay. Actually, no, we want to use some true data. Okay. So from this swing low, because this is consolidation, this swing low, I'm not going to use this because this was the elections, this was news. I have a nice markup of the US dollar coming down for a sell. This is a downtrend. Okay. Now let's go to the hour. Let me make it look nice and pretty. Okay. So as you can see, the market is continuing a downtrend. So even if it's a good buy opportunity, overall, it's probably going to continue to come down. Well, where's it going to go up, Lath? Well, this is what I see. I see what we call a pendant. Okay, this was a fake out. All right, I don't know why that happened. Who knows? Market makers, I don't know what their intentions are. Okay. And right now it's consolidating. It's probably going to consolidate until London. So what I see happening is the market does one or two things. It breaks out to the upside, could possibly hit this median and then continue to drop. Well, let's see. Well, Lath, how do you know? Well, I need more confirmation. So I'm going to draw my fibs and see what's going on. All right. Cool. So I have a major Fibonacci level about right here, which could also come in and touch this area up here as well. Now, that's the overall swing from this high to this low. I'm just going to draw my fibs from this swing high to this swing low to kind of see a different aspect. Okay, you see my 0 is at the top of this wick and my other 0, or my 100 at the top of this wick and my 0s at the bottom. Okay, so let's see. If the market was to come up, if the market was to spike up, here's my 618. I'm going to use this price. Here's my 618. Oh, snap. This price about right here. Move this back. Okay. So if the market was to spike up, okay, here's something I see right now. It could come up, hit this purple line, hit the 618. This is where you want to sell. Yes, you could possibly make some money on the buy side. Okay. It could even break, continue to go up. You know, it could hit this area. You know, it go to the right a little bit. It could come and hit this area maybe over the next day or two. It could come up here and then continue to drop. So these are areas where you want to sell. If you want to buy it up there, you're going against the trend, right? Because the trend is so, you know, you never know how far up it's going to go. If the true trend is a sell, there's going to be more things against you in a sell than it would in a buy. You feel me? So, you know, just one of those things you gotta watch out for. All right, so I'm gonna erase all this. I'm gonna look at one more pair. Okay, let's look at Gbp Jpy. Okay, so we have an uptrend, right? Okay, the market is currently in uptrend. On the weekly time, it's been going down. Okay, high, low, lower high, lower low. But what has GJ done now is it broke this high. It actually didn't. So this could actually double top. Remember, guys, I told you about double top. Remember, I showed you on the hour. Well, the same thing can happen on a daily time frame. And just imagine if this was to drop all the way down. That'd be some nice movement. So, guys, now let's look at a Gbp Jpy. We have one indication, two indication. We have divergence. We have way overbought, like Drake. Way up overbought. All right. In the 95, you're supposed to see this when it's above the 70, it's overbought. This thing is almost to 100. This thing has been way exhausted. They've been pushing it up. Now, if this daily candle comes in and close, you want to expect to take this for a long-term swing for like a week or two. Maybe hold this all the way down because of the momentum. So now we have 1, 2. Okay, now let's go to the hour. Let's see what it's doing. Okay, the RSI is coming down. We have lower lows, lower high. Guys, wouldn't it be nice to catch these lower highs, lower lows before they happen? This is it. This could be a potential long-term downtrend. The downtrend could be starting from right here. You don't got to wait till it's done. Okay, so we could be seeing it. So right now, Gbp Jpy is a good sell opportunity. If you want to get in right now, you can. Because right now, it's right at the top of this trend line. So Gbp Jpy is a good sell. I called the sell last night. I think about right here. Somewhere in this area, I called the Gbp Jpy sell. I'm still holding. But if you haven't got in, you can get in right now. So we're getting, so now what I want to see is a lower low, right? So let me see where I could see the market potentially coming in and making a lower low. Let me draw my fibs. Okay. The reason being why I put it right here is because you can see sometimes wicks can be affected by news, but you can see the market came up, respected the 886, next level 786, next level 70, next level 618, broke through the 50, bounced off the 382. So now it hit this level, and now what it do is it broke, and it's now respecting the bottom side. This is considered support and resistance as well. So it came up, wicked, closed. We have our trend. This is confluence, guys. Sell Gbp Jpy. It's that simple. You don't gotta overthink it. You don't gotta understand how or why it does what it does. Just get 3 or more indications telling us that it's gonna go down. So what do we got? We got the daily, boom, boom. Okay, this is 1, resistance. 2, daily RSI. 3, lower highs, lower lows. 4, trend line. 5, Fibonacci. I got 5 confluences right here. Sell Gbp Jpy. That's it. That's all there is to it, guys. So appreciate everyone that came on this call. I appreciate if you guys got some nuggets. Show me some love in the group chats, and I appreciate everyone that came on. Peace.